What if kindness became your greatest strength instead of your greatest burden? Imagine a life where saying no with confidence sets you free from hidden demands. Discover how honoring your own worth transforms polite compromise into empowered self-respect. Now let me tell you something. There comes a time when you have to wake up and realize that being the nice girl isn't getting you anywhere. You keep bending over backwards, stretching yourself and smiling when you don't feel like smiling. Agreeing when your heart is screaming no, and thinking that if you just give a little more love, a little harder sacrifice, a little deeper, then maybe, just maybe, people will appreciate you. Maybe they'll love you back. Maybe they'll treat you the way you deserve. But the hard truth is that's not how the world... Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. And works, the more you give, the more they take, the more you sacrifice, the more they expect, and the moment you stop, the moment you need something in return, that's when you find out you were never really seen, never truly valued, just conveniently used. You see, life doesn't reward the ones who let themselves be walked over. It doesn't bless the ones who keep making excuses for other people's disrespect. It's not the girl who constantly makes herself small, who bites her tongue, who lets things slide. No, she doesn't get the respect she. May you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Longs for she gets overlooked, she gets dismissed, she gets drained, and she spends her nights wondering why no one ever shows up for her the way she shows up for them. But I need you to hear me tonight. This is not about them, it's about you. It's about what you allow, what you tolerate, what you keep telling yourself is okay, when deep down it's not somewhere along the way. You learned that being nice meant being quiet, that being kind meant never speaking up then. I love meant enduring whatever came your way, but I came to shake you out of that. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock-gentle persistence reshapes its world. Lie. That is not love, that is not kindness, that is not strength. It is a slow erosion of your worth. And I don't know who needs to hear this tonight, but your worth is not in how much pain you can endure. Your worth is not in how much you can give before you break. Your worth is not in how much you can shrink yourself to fit into someone else's life. There's a difference between being a good woman and being a doormat. A good woman has boundaries. A good woman knows her value. A good woman walks with her head held high, not because she's arrogant, but take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Because she understands that her kindness is a gift, not a debt she owes to the world. And if you don't get that right, if you don't learn to draw the line, then you will keep attracting people who see your goodness as something to use, not something to cherish. Some of you have been saying, I don't know why they treat me this way. I don't know why they always take advantage of me. But let me tell you something. You teach people how to treat you if you keep making excuses for disrespect. They'll keep disrespecting you if you keep overextending yourself. Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. They'll keep expecting it. If you keep settling for less, they'll never offer you more. This isn't about them changing, it's about you changing. It's about you deciding that you are no longer available for one-sided relationships. For people who only call you when they need something, for situations that drain you more, then they fill you. Some of you have spent years carrying other people's burdens, holding their pain, fixing their messes, and losing yourself in the process. But what about you? What about your dreams? What about your happiness? May you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life about the life you were meant to live. You were not put here just to be a background character in somebody else's story. You were not created just to be a stepping stone for somebody else's journey. You have a voice. There is Nothing wrong with being kind. There's nothing wrong with being compassionate. But kindness without boundaries is self. Betrayal, love without standards is self-destruction. And if you don't respect yourself enough to say, I deserve better, then don't expect anyone else to. You've got to stop waiting for it. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. The people to see your worth and start walking in it. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop overextending yourself for people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. Stop making your presence an open invitation to those who have proven they don't value it the moment you decide to stop being the nice girl, the one who says yes when she means no, the one who tolerates non-SS just to keep the peace, the one who gives her all and gets crumbs in return. That is the moment your life changes. That is the moment you take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Power back. That is the moment you step into who you were always meant to be. Let me tell you something. Respect is not something you hand out like candy. It is not something you give away freely, hoping that one day people will return the favor. No respect is earned. It is built on strength, on self-worth, on the quiet confidence of knowing who you are and refusing to be anything less. But too many of you have been told that being nice will make people respect you then. Being agreeable will make people value you, that if you just give and give. Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. And give one day, they'll finally see your worth. But the hard truth is, the more you hand over your respect without requiring anything in return, the less people will give it back to you. Some of you are wondering why people keep taking advantage of you, why they keep walking all over you, why they keep treating you like an afterthought instead of a priority. But hear me tonight, you have been too available, you have been too accommodating, you have let people come and go in, and your life as they please, without setting any standards, may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life, requiring any level of decency without demanding the respect you deserve. And let me tell you something, when you give yourself away too easily, people start believing they don't have to work for you. A woman who carries herself with dignity doesn't have to beg for respect. She doesn't have to plead for someone to see her value. She moves with purpose. She speaks with authority. She does not entertain foolishness. And when someone tries to play with her worth, she doesn't argue, she doesn't chase, she doesn't demand, she. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. Just walks away because she understands something that too many of you have forgotten the moment you allow disrespect you invited into your life. Some of you have been making excuses for people who have shown you who they are. You say, oh, but they didn't mean it like that. Oh, maybe they're just having a bad day. Oh, if I just love them harder, maybe they'll change. Let me make something real clear. Disrespect doesn't need to be explained away if someone truly values you. They will show it. They will be intentional. They will be consistent. They take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. That will make sure that their actions match their words, and if they don't, if they keep testing your boundaries, if they keep pushing you to see how much you tolerate, if they keep treating you like an option instead of a priority, then you don't sit there and beg them to change. You show them the door. You see, when you carry yourself with strength, when you stop tolerating nonsense, when you demand respect, something shifts. People start recognizing that you are not someone to be played with. They start seeing that if they want. Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Access to you, they have to bring something real to the table. They have to come correct or they don't come at all. And I need you to hear me when I say this. You set the tone for how people treat you if you keep tolerating inconsistency. You will keep getting inconsistency. If you keep allowing disrespect, you will keep receiving disrespect. If you keep lowering your standards just to keep people around, then don't be surprised when they treat you like you're disposable. There is power in knowing your worth. There is power in standing. May you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your light. Your ground, there is power in looking someone in the eye and saying, I am not the one. And I need some of you to tap into that power, because for too long you have been settling for less than you deserve. You have been shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. You have been softening your voice so you don't seem too much. But let me tell you something. Anyone who can handle your strength, anyone who gets intimidated by your confidence, anyone who tries to break you down instead of build you up, they were never for you in the first place, a woman. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. Who understands her value, does not lose sleep over people who don't respect her. She does not waste her time trying to convince someone to treat her right. She does not chase after love, after friendship, after validation, because she understands that what is meant for her will never require her to be so. I need you to stop handing out respect like it's free. Stop entertaining people who do not honor you. Stop hoping that if you just keep being nice one day, they'll see your worth. That's not how this works. Respect is not given. Take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. A way it is earned. And the first person who needs to start earning your respect is you. Let me tell you something. There is a difference between being kind and being weak. Some of you have spent your whole lives trying to be the nice girl, the agreeable one, the one who never makes waves. You've been told that if you're just kind enough, patient enough, understanding enough, then people will see your heart, they will cherish you, they will treat you the way you deserve. But let's be real, has that ever truly worked? Have you ever? Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Given and given and given, only to find yourself exhausted, overlooked, and disrespected. See, the problem is not your kindness. The problem is the way you've been using it. Kindness is not about making yourself small. It is not about letting people walk over you. It is not about constantly giving without ever receiving, and it sure isn't about allowing yourself to be mistreated just so you can prove that you have a good heart. No, that is not kindness. That is fear. That is insecurity. That is the belief that if you don't overextend yourself, may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your light, and you don't break yourself for others, then somehow you won't be worthy of love. But I need you to hear me tonight. You are not here to be anybody's doormat. You are not here to be used. You are not here to spend your life proving your worth to people who don't even appreciate it. Some of you have confused kindness with being passive. You think that keeping the peace means staying silent when you should speak up. You think that being loving means tolerating behavior that is beneath you. You think that if you just give a little, recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world more. Then maybe, just maybe, people will finally treat you right. But let me ask you something. How many times have you let things slide only for people to keep pushing your boundaries? How many times have you forgiven and excused and overlooked only to find yourself feeling resentful, feeling used, feeling invisible? That's not kindness. That's a lack of self-respect. See, real kindness is built on strength. It is built on confidence. It is built on knowing who you are and refusing to compromise that for anybody. A truly kind woman does not tolerate. Take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Nonsense. She does not entertain disrespect, respect. She does not allow herself to be drained by people who only take, no, because she understands that her kindness is a gift, not a weakness. She understands that her heart is precious, and she is careful about who she gives it to. Some of you have been bending over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for you. You have been carrying relationships, friendships, job situations that are weighing you down, all in the name of being a good person. But let me tell you something of good. Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. The person has boundaries. The good person knows how to say no. A good person does not destroy herself trying to build everyone else up. And if you don't start learning the difference between kindness and weakness, you are going to keep attracting the wrong people into your life. People can sense when you don't value yourself. They can see when you're willing to be walked over, and the ones who are looking to take advantage, they will take everything you have to give and then leave you empty. And when you finally stand up for yourself, may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Draw a line. Oh, they'll call you selfish. They'll call you mean. They'll say you've changed. But let me tell you, that is not your problem. That is their reaction to losing control over you. Because the moment you stop tolerating nonsense, the moment you stop seeking validation from the wrong people, is the moment they realize they can no longer use you. And I know some of you feel guilty for choosing yourself. You feel guilty for saying no. And you feel guilty for not always being available. But let me ask you, recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. Something. When was the last time you put yourself first? When was the last time you made decisions that actually made you happy? When was the last time you walked away from something that no longer served you without feeling bad about it? Because that is what real kindness looks like. It is not about giving until you are empty me tonight. Stop confusing kindness with weakness. Stop allowing people to mistake your patience for passivity. Stop thinking that being nice means being a pushover, because a truly strong woman is, take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Both kind and firm, both loving and unshakable, both compassionate and fearless. And the moment you step into that, the moment you realize that your worth does not come from how much you endure, but from how much you respect yourself, that is the moment you stop being taken for granted. That is the moment you take your power back. There comes a time in your life when you have to stop explaining yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. You have to stop trying to prove who you are to people who refuse to see it. Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Some of you have been bending over backward, exhausting yourself, trying to get people to understand you, to respect you, to value you. But let me tell you something. If someone cannot recognize your worth on their own, there's nothing you that can do nothing. You can say no amount of effort you can put in that will force them to see it. You are not here to beg for understanding. You are not here to convince anyone of your value. See, people will believe what they want to believe. You will be trapped in a cycle of over-explaining of. May you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your light. Overing of seeking approval from people who were never meant to be part of your destiny in the first place. Some of you are so afraid of being misunderstood that you shrink yourselves, you hold back your truth, you keep quiet when you should. Speak up. You tone yourself down just to make other people comfortable. But let me tell you something. People who are committed to misunderstanding, you will never hear you. No matter how many times you try to explain, you can lay it all out. You can break it down piece by piece. You can recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. I give them all the reasons, all the facts, all the explanations, and still they will believe what they want to believe. And you know what? That is not your burden to carry. Some of you have spent too much time and too much energy trying to fix the people's perceptions of you. You have been trying to rewrite the narrative, trying to make sure no one has the wrong idea, trying to control how people see you, but you have to understand what people think of you as not yours. A business, how they choose to interpret your actions, what they say about you. Take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Behind closed doors, the assumptions they make that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And the moment you let go of that need to be understood by everyone is the moment you set yourself free. Some of you are stuck in relationships and friendships and jobs where you feel like you constantly have to explain yourself, you constantly have to prove that you're good enough, that you're worthy, that you're not what they think you are. But let me ask you something. Why are you fighting so hard for a seat at a table that was never? Remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Meant for you. Why are you exhausting yourself trying to be accepted by people who do not even appreciate you? If someone truly values you, if someone genuinely respects you, they will not need endless explanations to see your heart. They will not require constant convincing to believe in your intentions. They will not make you jump through hoops just to receive their understanding. No, because when someone truly sees you, they see your character, they see your integrity, they see your actions. And that is enough. And may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Make something real clear. Walking away from people who refuse to understand you does not mean you are bitter. It does not mean you are angry. It does not mean you are holding on to resentment. It means you are no longer willing to fight. For a place in someone's life who does not even recognize your value, it means you have finally realized that your peace is more important than their approval. It means you have decided that your energy will no longer be wasted on it. People who refuse to see beyond their own limited perception, recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock-gentle persistence reshapes its world. The moment you stop explaining yourself, the moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you release the need to be understood by everyone is the moment you take your power back, because the truth is the right people will never need a long explanation. The right people will never question your worth. The right people will know your heart without you having to convince them, and those are the only people you need to focus on. Let me tell you something. There is power in walking away. There is power in knowing when something no longer serves you. Take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Something no longer adds value to your life when something is draining the very essence of who you are. But some of you have been holding on to people, to relationships, to situations that are breaking you instead of building you. You have convinced yourself that if you just try a little harder, if you just love a little deeper, if you just give a little more, then somehow things will change. But deep down, you already know the truth. Some people are not meant to stay some. Connections are not meant to last. And some seasons are meant to end. But remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Instead of letting go, you cling, you hold on out of fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of what people will say, fear that maybe, just maybe, you're the one who is wrong. But let me ask you something. How much longer will you ignore what your soul already knows? How much longer will you let your spirit ache while your heart keeps making excuses? Because the truth is, when something is not meant for you, no amount of force, no amount of fix, no amount of effort will make it fit. Some of you have people in your life who May you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Only take. They take your energy, they take your kindness, they take your love, they take your time. But what do they give? What do they pour back into you? You are pouring into empty cups, hoping that one day they will turn around and do the same for you, but they won't. Because the people who truly value you will never let you keep giving without receiving. They will never sit back and watch you drain yourself just to keep them comfortable. They will never expect you to sacrifice your peace just so they can maintain theirs. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. And yet here you are making excuses, telling yourself, maybe if I just give them one more chance, maybe if I just prove my worth to them, maybe if I just keep being patient, one day they'll wake up and treat me the way I deserve. But here, allow me when I say this, you cannot make someone appreciate you. You cannot force someone to love you the way you love them. You cannot beg someone to see your value when they are determined to overlook it. And the longer you stay in places where you are not cherished, the more you are teaching yourself that. Take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. You are not worthy of more. Some of you are afraid to walk away because you think leaving means you failed. You think letting go means you gave up. But let me tell you something. Leaving is not failure. It is wisdom. Walking away is not weakness. It is power. Letting go is not quitting. It is choosing yourself. And if you are the only one fighting, the only one investing, the only one carrying the weight of a relationship, then you are not in a partnership, you are in bondage, you are encouragement. Stop fighting to keep people in your life who are, remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval. Comfortable losing you. Stop trying to convince someone to treat you better when their actions have already proven they won't stop betraying yourself just to hold on to people who would not do the same for you. Because the truth is, the moment you let go, the moment you release what is draining you, the moment you choose yourself, is the moment you make room for something better. And I know it's hard, it's painful, it's terrifying, because when you've built your world around something, someone, when you've poured so much into a relationship, may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Given years, tears, effort, and love, walking away feels like losing a part of yourself. But listen to me, you are not losing anything that was meant for you. You are not missing out on something that was truly yours. You are not walking away from. I love you are walking away from the illusion of it. Some of you have been waiting for permission to leave. You've been waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to walk away, okay to put yourself first, okay to finally break free. Well, let me be the one to tell you, you do not need permission to. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock. Gentle persistence reshapes its world. Prioritize your peace. You do not need approval to protect your heart. You do not need validation to choose yourself. You have stayed long enough. You have tried long enough. You have given enough. Now it is time. Time to do what you should have done a long time ago. Let go and move forward. Some of you have been giving people unlimited access to your life who have done nothing to deserve it. You have been opening doors for people who only come to take drain and disrupt your peace. You have been allowing people to walk in and out of your life like it's a take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Revolving door. Showing up when they need something, disappearing when they don't, treating you as an option while you treat them as a priority. And yet you keep allowing it, you keep excusing it, you keep telling yourself maybe this time will be different. Maybe they didn't mean to hurt me, maybe I'm expecting too much. But let me ask you something. How much longer will you keep lowering your standards to accommodate people who refuse to rise to them? Some of you are. afraid to set boundaries because you think if you start saying no, remember Emily, who found her voice when she chose self-respect over endless approval, people will leave you think if you stop being available 24/7, if you stop overextending, if you stop giving beyond your capacity, then people won't want to be around you anymore. But hear me, you should not have to overgive, overprove, or oversacrifice just to be loved. Real love, real respect, real relationships do not require you to lose yourself just to keep them. And if someone only stays when you are overextending yourself, if someone only values you when you are, if someone only appreciates you when you are people, may you stand firm in your value and walk away from every expectation that dims your life. Pleasing then, they do not love you, they love what they can get from you. Some of you have trained people to believe that they can do whatever they want and you'll still be there. They can disrespect you, they can ignore your needs, you can take advantage of your kindness. And you will still show up, you will still answer their calls, you will still be available at their convenience. And do you know why? Because you have not set the standard for how you should be treated. You have not drawn the line on what you will and will not. Recall the calm courage of a river cutting through rock-gentle persistence reshapes its world. Tolerate. You have not made it clear that you are not someone who can be used, manipulated, or taken for granted. But I need you to understand something. You teach people how to treat you by what you accept, what you tolerate, and what you allow. Some of you are long overdue for cutting some people off, not because you don't love them, not because you don't care, but because they have made it clear through their actions, through their words, through their inconsistency that they do not value you. And every time you continue to let them in, take heart. Your kindness is a gift, not an obligation to be exhausted by others' demands. Every time you make excuses for them, every time you ignore the red flags, you are sending a message that you accept being treated like an afterthought. But hear me, may you always remember, being kind doesn't mean losing yourself. You are not alone.